Bunge power. Bunge power. Okay, thank you very much. First of all, should I start with Sakaja or Mr. Raila Omollo? Let me start with Raila. Sakaja. Let me start with Raila. He's the father. First of all, our brothers and our fathers died in early 1990s. First of all, Raila is a liar. Let me start by saying that. By 1990s, our brothers died in the name of fighting for multpartizim. Where is Raila now? In the government. Amevunja UTM anaenda government. He has already failed the Kenyans. Yeah. That's why I say this guy is a liar. Second of all, this guy is a thief. Let me say. Let me justify my point. Okay.
What's your point of order, Senator?
Mr. Speaker, my point of order is that the honorable members, when you work on the floor, they can't even respect the member who's contributing. And the security of this Bunge. Now, if you misbehave, you end up computer check engine, starting with this Sunday.
Okay, I said Mr. Raila Omollo, although he's like my grandfather, is a thief. Let me justify my point. In the year 2005, when the allegations of devolution was coming, was he the one who brought the devolution? No, he stole it from somebody who was killed. That's why I say he's a thief. Do you know a person known as Boya? Do you know Boyo? You don't know him. You see, people don't read. You see? You don't know history. Let me continue. Let me also Mr. Speaker. Let me continue. As I continue justifying. Another one to say is a thief. When Kenya was fighting for multipartism, he was an opportunist. People to be mentioned that particular time should be like people like Martin Shikuku, people like Matiba, people like James Orengo. But since Raila is an opportunist, he came inside and stole those multipartism. Thank you very much. Now Sunday can keep quiet because he don't have information. Let me continue. My fellow members, let me continue. There is a time, and let me inform you fellow members, as generation continues, when you are fighting for something, let me tell you, this is like a race. And when the baton is handed over to you, please make sure you hand it over during the right time. Mr. Raila Omollo bringing intergenerational conclave, that is past by time. Because it is not his time, it is our time. He need to hand over that baton to us. Mr. Raila need to retire, need to go back home. Mr. Raila is destroying his legacy that he made long time ago. And he should go back home. Let me say that. And another one, let me come back to Sakaja.
Yes.
If Sakaja he knew that he was doing the right thing, he couldn't run for Mr. Raila, Mr. Ruto to look for support. He could just leave the Senate to do his work. If he knew he was doing the right thing. That is a strong evidence to show that Nairobi it doesn't have a plan. My fellow members said that Nairobi has employed many youth. It is their right to be employed.
Where? Nama youth wako wapi? Where?
Nikuulize swali. Unaenda shule urudi nyumbani ulale. Mr. Speaker, should I translate into Kiswahili? Wacha niendelee kwa Kiswahili. Fellow member nasema kijana yeyote kuandikwa kazi na serikali ni lazima. I want to justify your point. Mr. Speaker, I can see people who are not learned, they usually disturb this house.
And they don't even understand.
They should go back to school.
They want you to talk Swahili.
They want me to speak Swahili. Let me justify that you are not learned. Let me justify to him before you continue.
Inject.
Let me inject to him before we continue. Mr. Senator, if you see learned people like Mwalimu, they are just quiet.
Exactly.
Listening as I inject. Mr. Speaker, let him...
I am a respected leader in this house. How can you call me a man?
What's your point of order? I want your point of order, Senator Mate.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, don't give a chance to people like my fellow senator to humiliate us who are senior members and ranking members in the Senate. By telling me that I'm not educated, what is that? Number two, another correction. Another correction. Another correction. I know this is a young senator, but don't tell us Tomboya, but final in multipartism. For my information, Tomboya died in 1969. Multipartism was started in 1992.
Other members. He has a
This is Oscar Sudi.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Tell Senator Sudi to...
Let me continue. As I inject, I support my fellow member. He said we need to have a doctor in this particular house. Since my fellow member did not hear when I was saying boy, did I say that? Let me also continue. It is. Let me go back to Sakaja. To show that Mr. Sakaja doesn't have a plan. My fellow member, let me tell you one thing. Do you know that Nairobi can run not three quarter, can run half of the Kenyan economy? Do you know that? So don't tell me that it is not a right for a youth to be employed. It's a right, and it is a must. You cannot learn. That's why I said, Mr. Speaker, some fellow members, excuse me, I'm sorry for saying this, but some fellow member need to learn. Because you cannot learn Nairobi nyumbani ulale. You must look for a job. And that job you must be employed in Nairobi or somewhere else in the Kenyan county. So let me tell you one thing. It is a right for any coming leader to employ youth. And it's not a privilege. Let me continue and say it this way. The Kenyan government, called so broad-based government, has brought a lot of temptations into Kenyan citizens. One, during the times of, let me say mine. Also, there is a time I went to school for free. There is a time I was paid 22,500. I can recognize that. I can also bring that receipt. In that particular invitation letter in the school, you are being paid 22,500. I can justify that. During the time of, it was the time of Uhuru, it was there. The same time, when Mr. Mbadi stood and said, students must have free education, isn't it? Broad-based education, broad-based government, imekuja imechallenge Mbadi. Mbadi is now holding currency. Now wanasema, there is no money in Kenya. Surely. Where are we going? Nowadays, mwanafunzi kusoma, it is a privilege. When it was a right those times. Where are we going? To show that Kenya is going in a wrong way. Let me go back to Mr. Ruto. I usually say this guy doesn't like learned people. Let me give justification. Mr. Ruto, long ago, he voted no for constitution. Let me give my fellow member support. He voted no for constitution. And let me, also the Bible depicts and it says, it states, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. If you are there and you are not being led by something, my friend, you are failing. Mr. Ruto is failing, totally failing, and I'm not ashamed of saying that. And he's failing. And let me tell you one thing, there is a trick somewhere. Mr. Raila Omollo, if he goes with Mr. Ruto to the government, to the ballot in 2027, my friend, that's a total failure. Let me justify this. Summarize. Let me 1 minute, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. I'm talking facts. I'm not talking fiction. As I continue, Mr. Speaker, they wasted Finish. Let me continue. As the time goes, Mr. Raila Omollo will fail at Ruto in 2027. And let me tell you one thing. Do you know what Baba will do? We'll come back to the majority who are the citizens and say, you see, nilimsapota kaanguka. Sasa vijana tutoke huko. Now that's how Mr. Ruto will fail, and that is how Ruto will gain his legacy. Now that's how Mr. Raila will retire and go back home. So Mr. Raila, and let me tell you, one thing, Mr. Raila, when you are forming ODM, Mr. Ruto was one among you. So you will not escape government, because the strategies of ODM Ruto knows them. So the highest thing is that the youth that we are now, I think you are educated. If you are not educated, my friend, you need to be pumped within you need to be pumped with brain. Because, okay, let me continue. I'm saying this way. I want to continue with this speaker. Let me summarize. Some people usually think that my honorable senator here, some members usually think that my honorable member here is of not sound-minded. And let me now support him. If you see a person, if you see a simple person, a simple governor like Natembeya pumping pressure to Mr. Ruto, you see there is a problem to the government. Yes. And I'm feeling pity to Mr. Ruto. I don't know which means he will use, but Mr. Ruto, I'm very sorry. Thank you very much.